relation to the economic climate we currently find ourselves in, the UK government has put together a number of initiatives to help stimulate the UK economy. And one of these initiatives is the UKTI's Fiscal Stimulus Initiative. And it's part of UK Trade and Investment's response to the global economic downturn. What I'd like to do is just to take three other markets, China and Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia and the USA. And those markets at the current time are the key markets around which we're focusing our efforts, because we feel those markets represent the biggest opportunity for UK companies. Now, China faced a steep decline in exports and foreign direct investment and GDP growth at the end of Q4 2008, and in response to that, the government introduced a 2-year stimulus package in November. They have a strategic plan for 10 key sectors, including ICT, where they have a 600 billion RMB spend. Healthcare, again, is considered to be key, and there was a separate package for the Hong Kong, around 20 billion sterling, focused again predominantly on infrastructure projects. And a lot of the work that we're doing in China is around global value chain, supply chain, and positioning UK companies to take advantage of emerging opportunities as a result of this huge stimulus package. The Saudi government, though, has a number of areas where it's keen to address problems within its economy, and a lot of them are related to the fact that it has a very high percentage of young people. 80% of the population in Saudi is below the age of 30, and they have a very high unemployment rate, around 13%. They also have medical issues in terms of acute coronary and diabetes diseases, which are giving them cause for concern. They have 4 fiscal stimulus funds, the largest of which is the 430 billion 5-year stabilisation fund. And this fund is essentially to provide a bridging gap because there's been a shortfall in private sector funding. They have an economic city programme. They're looking to develop 4 new cities, greenfield cities in Saudi, to provide employment for over 4 million people. And they were also looking to basically provide some funding into budget deficit and also their public pension authority. The UK is seen as a preferred supplier into Saudi Arabia. For those of you who might not be aware, we have a very strong relationship between the royal families, which UKTI leverages. USA, we touched on earlier, the stimulus package there was 787 billion, signed off by President Obama on the 17th of February, and it's known as ARA, the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, and it is essentially the US vehicle to stimulate the economy and create new jobs. There are key areas which the federal government has emphasised quite strongly within ARA, and they are around the green economy, renewing the US infrastructure, which is in quite a poor state, healthcare, renewable energy and mass transit. ARA can be broken out into a range of tax relief, government grants, loans, federal spend, into a number of key areas, which I've highlighted there. But I think there's a broader issue here that UK companies need to understand. One that is ARA defines how the new administration is focusing its spend profile going forward, which will be supported by the 2010 US budget, which is a spend of a further 3.5 trillion US dollars, which will be aligned with the stimulus sectors. Find out more about what UKTI has to offer for you within Yorkshire and Humber. And it's well placed to assist and support you and bring in expertise to drive your business forward in terms of international trade.